And thriller at the MCG. This is just what the T20 World Cup wanted. King Kohli turning it on. 2 sixes of Haris Rauf in the 19th over. And
suddenly turned the game around.
16 needed of 6 with 1 over left by Mohammad.
Because remember,
Nawaz.
before those 2 sixes, Haris Rauf was having an excellent over. Given with 3 runs of 4 balls.
And he's conceded 16 runs in that 2 balls that happened with those 2 sixes. And because of that, Pakistan needs 16 runs in 6 balls. Kohli on 74, strike rate of 148. Both Hardik Pandya and Virat Kohli are really pumped up. 113 is the partnership right now.
Who's coming on?
Who's going to bowl? That is the real question.
It's either Nawaz or they go out of syllabus and bring on.
They are not going out of syllabus. It's Nawaz.
Yeah.
And Nawaz is tasked with 16 runs. Remember.
We were discussing before and we said if you are having Nawaz bowl the final over, you need anything in the range of 20-25.
25.
16, I think India fancy.
India
especially with Pandya on strike. Remember, Pandya took him for 20 runs in that over.
Yes, and it's not looking good at all for Pakistan at this point in time.
So
King Kohli really pumped up.
He's smiling.
He's smiling. Yes, it's back to that Asia Cup game 1 again, when you knew that if you can hang in deep, Pakistan will have to bowl the final over with Mohammad Nawaz. But who knows? Maybe Mohammad Nawaz is wiser.
Who knows?
But again, with Pandya and Kohli in that zone, it looks very, very
Kohli
difficult.
in particular, because if Pandya even gets a single, then you still have a Kohli there who's fresh off hitting 2 sixes.
And he's bowling seam up and it seems to have worked. And he's out. Hardik Pandya is gone. Remember,
he basically bowl a medium pacer?
He did. Mohammad Rizwan is standing back.
He's standing very back,
yes.
I noticed.
And Pandya is gone, but now the guy who's meant for the situations here, DK. And remember, the players, they can't cross.
Yeah.
That rule has been scrapped, so no Kohli on strike.
Oh, yeah, that was a
knuckleball, medium pace.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yes, and had Hardik connected, it would have gone into the second tier of the MCG.
I think Hardik should have actually known that was coming because...
Yes. So, but remember.
Can we go to the comments if possible?
Yeah, but remember, yet again, Nawaz took Jadeja's wicket in that final over.
Right.
In that Asia Cup.
Right.
So it is almost deja vu and DK just has to tap 1 run, give Kohli the strike and that's it. We are indeed in a very, very catch-22 like situation. Yes. So remember, heading into this final over, okay, the second last over I may say, 31 of 12. This was the same equation that India needed in that semi-final of the 2019 World Cup against New Zealand. Babar seems to have employed Kane Williamson's template. You want to get through to my weak link? Potentially go through my strongest.
And to be fair, Virat did that with flying colours because again, 3 of the first 4 balls made it a very bad over with back-to-back 6s.
Back-to-back 6s. And remember, this is vintage DK territory. He just needs a 4 and a 6 as easy as pie and that's it. But India, Pakistan, the pressures at that and the cauldron of the MCG, you don't know how it will be. So it could happen. I mean, see, India is still favourites. 16 needed of 5 balls. I mean, Hardik went for the slog, got the top edge and Babar Azam took the catch.
Let's see what it is that he team up again.
And he came down the wicket.
So I think that won't be
called just a single. No, it won't be a no ball. Because he came down the wicket.
He charged down here.
So 15 needed of 4. It was a single to long on. 15 of 4.
This is very close. It's very close for comfort.
See, 14 of 3 if it happens. If it happens, then you need 2 4s and a 6.
I think now this ball is key. They need a boundary of this.
They need a boundary, yes. And Kohli is on 74. Remember, the highest individual score in a India versus Pakistan T20I clash. As you had pointed out to me in the morning, Shane, it is 79 by the keeper who just keeps to spring up and down like.
But to be fair, today he's been a solid hand behind the stumps.
He has been. So, will it be King Kohli showing his brilliance yet again and back to those good old days of 2019 and 18
and 17 and 16.
Yes.
I think this ball is key.
This ball is the key.
They need a boundary.
Yes. They do need at least a 2 or a 3 will have to suffice.
I think 1. I think they'll get a 1.
2 runs, no.
Oh, they'll get a 2?
Yes.
Even then.
2 runs, 13 of 3. Takes them to a potential super over.
But now you still need a boundary of this ball.
Or 2 sixes. That's DK for you.
But then it's not DK on strike.
It's not DK on strike. It's Virat Kohli on strike. And 13 of 3 is needed. 3 4s.
Look at that. The Pakistani
Hulk.
Interesting.
Yeah. So far, 3 good balls from Mohammad Nawaz.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. He's bowling.
So far, but again, Haris Rauf had bowled 4 good balls, 2 balls he got hit for a 6.
I think I would, if I was him in this case, no, I'd certainly slip a slower one in.
Yep. And he's hit that for a... Oh, it's 6. That is a 6. Wow, that is vintage Virat Kohli.
I think he's asking for a no ball, but
I don't think
so.
I don't think so. We are having technical issues. I think the TV suddenly froze. And so 7 runs needed of 2 balls. Kohli hits his 4th 6. And it is a no ball.
That's it.
It is a no ball.
That's it. Match over now.
6 of 2. It is a no ball.
Will be 6 of 2 or 6 of 3 now.
Yeah, 6 of 3. Correct. It's done.
That's it. Match over.
But then the Pakistanis are arguing with the umpires.
It doesn't really matter. There's no point arguing. The decision has been given, boys. Move on.
Yes, it's been given. Unfortunate, very, very unfortunate that it has happened. Oh boy, this is going to create some lot of talking points.
And there might be some fines also coming after the match.
Yeah, Babar is not at all happy. He's not at all happy. Same with all the bowlers who were there. And well, look, Kohli did say that maybe it was waist high, but then look. Actually, it is a very harsh call.
Oh, that is not a no ball.
That isn't a no ball. I'm sorry.
That isn't
whatever
a no ball.
be it, India winning, Pakistan winning, it was not a no ball. I'm sorry. The umpires got it wrong.
The umpires really got that one wrong. They had every right to feel hard done by over there.
Pakistan have every... And again, remember, no balls... Melbourne Cricket Ground, Bangladesh versus India in the World Cup of 2015.
Oh, yes.
That caused a furor, but I think this time there'll be no furor.
There'll not be as much furor, but I think they were right to feel hard done by, because it was literally here. I don't think he needed to...
It wasn't a no ball. I'm very, very sorry about it. All players, all people can become geometry experts at this point in time, but it was clearly not a no ball.
It was not a no ball. That was
Pakistan have every right to be very, very aggrieved. 6 of 3 balls.
6 of 3, now it's
India's game. I don't see them losing from
unless he somehow bowls 2 dot balls.
And it's a wide 5 of 3. It's done.
5 of 3. Now it's done.
Have lost it.
Because now the free hit is also there.
Yeah, the free hit still remains. And it wasn't a no ball. I'm very, very sorry to say. But yeah, 5 and 3, it's gone.
I think even if you had kept out the no ball, 7 of 2.
It was still India's.
You would still be fancying India's chances.
Yep.
You
but
again, with that decision, but it's harsh.
It's a harsh decision, very bad decision in fact. In fact, a bad decision. So yes, 5 of 3 and India on the cusp of a win here. And he's bowled, but he can't be out. And he can get a deflection for 2 runs.
More than that, maybe.
No. I think it will be 2 runs only.
No,
3. Okay. Can't be run out also. Oh, you can be run out.
But you couldn't be bowled.
Yeah.
That's
2 runs of 2 balls now.
Oh, but wait a minute. Rizwan potentially uprooted the stumps.
But with that...
But then you can still be run out on a free hit.
Yeah.
You can still be run out on a free hit.
Because
look,
he uprooted this.
No, he had to uproot it because the bails were already dislodged.
Exactly.
So when the bail is dislodged accidentally, if you have to effect the dismissal, you have to uproot the stumps.
Simple as. But I don't think he's out.
He's not out.
I don't think he's out.
It's done. And DK taking India over the line. Where have we heard that before? So it's 2 of 2 balls. And remember, if the match is tied, we go into the super over.
If this goes into a super over, it will be something else.
Yeah, indeed. And what's happening? I mean, I think everybody's gotten confused here. Everybody's gotten confused.
That's it. So he was bowled. But unfortunately, it's a free hit, so you're not getting bowled.
And why is Rizwan complaining to the umpire? Remember, it's a no ball. It's a free hit.
Yeah,
you can't be bowled of a free hit.
There's nothing. And he's not out, as always.
He is not out. He can only be run out. That is not happening.
No, when I said not out, I meant not out of the run out.
So Pakistan doing vintage Pakistan things.
There was an implosion towards the end. Yeah. Once that no ball, I think they
have lost it.
Yeah.
Yes. And no balls and MCG, man, oh man, what
is it with India's record in MCG of now having 2 dubious no balls given their way?
Yes. Although even the Bangladesh one, it didn't look like a no ball at all. It was very borderline.
Very borderline.
But here it wasn't even borderline.
Yeah, he was here. I mean,
it was here. Yeah. And it was just below the waist.
And mind you, he was slightly ahead also. So
I think Pakistan have every right to feel aggrieved after the end of the match because There will be a major talking point on this. And
Oh yeah, it's going to become a debate for sure.
Yep, and King Kohli, as always, now he's back, well and truly back. So you can say King Kohli gives India a memorable win versus Pak. I did improve them to 6-1. This over is taking an eternity because you have to defend 2 of 2.
2 of 2, I think. If I were them, I'd just bring everyone in. But then, of course,
DK effortlessly can do it. And see, he's the Iceman.
But see now, see where
Now
Rizwan
is standing up and DK just has to maneuver the ball and and
he's out.
Oh, he's stumped. Oh my goodness.
Oh dear God, he's out.
And it was not a wide.
Jesus, DK. This is DK of old. Jitterbugs.
Oh my goodness, DK is out and 2 needed a 1 ball with
Kohli at the non-striker.
Kohli is at the non-striker's end.
Oh, that means now you're into the bowlers.
You have Ashwin. Ashwin will have to do it.
Kohli will come in the first.
Ashwin. Will come first.
Oh man, that was a brain implosion from DK.
And that was a very good stumping by Rizwan.
Yeah.
Presence of mind. He
Yeah.
saw.
2 of 1, not 1 of 2. It wasn't a wide.
Yeah, it wasn't a wide.
Wasn't a wide at all. Unless Rizwan.
No, it wasn't a wide.
Oh, it is bad and everything. How can it be a wide?
Yeah. It isn't.
What was DK thinking?
Oh man.
The answer is he wasn't.
He wasn't. Pressure. That's
He was just walking, nonchalantly walking.
That is what pressure can do.
What is this?
2007.
And very smart by Rizwan. He saw.
Oh, wait.
No, he's out. He's gone.
It's a clear.
If you
Yeah.
collect the ball in front.
That's
That
not
is
a
it.
rule
It is
anymore.
not past the bat.
It's not stumping.
It's not past the bat. It's oh yes. So it is.
It's past the bat.
2 needed a 1 ball and Kohli is at the non-strikers end and we have Ashwin in the crease at this point in time. Remember, Ashwin can be a hero with the ball.
Can
He
also
wasn't
be
a hero with the ball, but he can be a hero with the bat with just 1 hit. And remember, Pakistan will now try to get the field up. Vintage 2007.
Because
guys.
remember, Ashwin can't run that much.
Remember, if this match is tied, we go into the super over. And we'll continue bringing you live updates into that as well. And this is what the tournament really
This is T20I cricketers fine.
Yes. So Ashwin will just have to lay bat on ball.
And run
If
for
he
his life.
misses, Pakistan have won. If he misses and Rizwan collects it, Pakistan have won. Here we go. 2 needed a 1 ball. And it's a wide. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a way to botch up an epic. What a way to botch it up.
This has so
1
many
needed
ebbs
a
and
1
flows.
ball.
So many ebbs and flows.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Anyway, if Ashwin misses now, we go into the super over.
But I don't think he'll miss now. Now he'll just run blindly.
Yeah, he has to run blindly. Because if he doesn't, then we go into super over.
Or unless Nawaz bowls another one down leg.
Yeah.
We
Oh
very anticlimactic
man, Nawaz, what has he done? What has he done?
So I think I understand his strategy. He didn't want to give him an easy arc. But so he tried to cramp him, but he went
Oh
too
man,
far
but
down
he
leg.
darted it wide outside.
That's
the
what he
leg
went too
stump.
far leg. He went too far down leg.
And remember, short fine is in. He need not. He could have bowled straight, middle and leg.
To be fair, he was aiming for middle and leg. It just went too far.
Too far down the leg side, and oh
That's
boy,
it.
oh
Now
boy,
Ashwin
oh boy.
will just run blindly, I think.
Ashwin has to run blind. He has to do it. I think he can do it. He can do it. So the 1 ball remaining, and he lofts it, and it is victory for
India gets the
India. King Kohli at Ash.
Come on, Ashwin.
I think this is the fastest he's ever run in his career. Yeah, so King Kohli gives India a thrilling
win.
victory over Pakistan at the Melbourne cricket ground, and the passion that Kohli is having, the emotion that is there is simply mind-boggling.
He's this close to
Yeah, it is like that
collapsing because
82 of
he's
61 that he made against Australia. It was a similar thing. Nawaz,
I think now we can take our
we
seats.
can take our seats after the end of what has been truly an epic encounter led by this individual, Virat Kohli.
What?
Okay, let us take our deep.
Because there's a lot to talk about in this match.
Absolutely.
Especially this innings, I would say.
Oh boy, I mean, this is mother of all coming. All hail King Kohli.
In fact,
indeed.
I will just say one thing. You remember in all those months before the build up to the T20 World Cup, people said drop Kohli. We said no. Why?
Because
game
of this.
experience.
Big game experience.
This is why. This right
This
here
is why. And I have been saying it from day one. Drop Kohli at your own risk. I stand vindicated today. And many people were saying, see, India won. Okay. You were all saying it was going to be a pretty close encounter, but I had confidence that India would pull through. You're saying 50-50. I had said 85-15 in favor of India. Okay, I will get that thing only down to 51-49. But it was a damn close encounter.
And this is, cliches aside, if you're a neutral fan, cricket won here.
Yep.
Because my goodness, what a match this was.
Yeah, just
What
change the
a
headline,
match.
Done.
King, just refresh the page then. And yes, King Kohli, as always.
No, I think
He's been carried by Rohit. Even that is laid to rest. All the
feud talks, I think.
the feud talks, whatever that was, and what was everything else. So yes, Virat, Hardik carry India home. No, King Kohli.
No, change it.
Change. King Kohli gives India a thrilling win versus Pak.
Versus Pak is also not needed.
Yeah, gives-
Live and IND versus Pak, King
Yeah.
Kohli gives India a memorable win. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
all
it.
we need.
That's it. Yes.
And yes, as Aditya Kavlekar puts it, all talks about Kohli laid to rest.
Rest. Yes, it was laid to rest even in the Asia Cup, if I may have to say. From the second knock that he played against Pakistan, it was laid to rest in that time itself.
And I think one of the things that many people thought was the signal of the fact that, his drought had come to an end was, of course, that 71st against Afghanistan.
Yep.
Although we did say at that time that, look, take that with a grain of salt. It's an Afghanistan team that were deflated and fatigued. But this sort of a knock, this is vintage Kohli.
This is vintage Kohli.
And to be fair, I would say this is better than vintage Kohli. You know why? Because he did something that he's not at all comfortable with. When
Hitting
it comes to
sixes
India,
at will.
hitting so many sixes, and that too of Haris Rauf, who for most of his spell, none of the Indian batsmen could touch.
Yes. I mean, look, 10 overs, India were scoring at a rate of 4.5.
4.5, exactly 4.5.
4.5.
45 for 4 after 10 overs.
Yep. And it needed
Something special.
Virat and Hardik's partnership of 100 plus to keep them in the hunt.
The big irony about everything, by the way, is that we've always been talking and we've been hearing this talk about aggressive template. But what we saw today was the exact opposite of that aggressive template.
Taking
it was
the
a play
deep-
to the situation template.
Yeah, taking the game deep template. That is the thing. So India have had experience of taking the game deep and often stumbling. Okay. Why I say stumbling? 2019 World Cup semi-final, 31 of 12. New Zealand had a weak link in James Neesham in the bowling the final over. He had to bowl the final over. Now, if you have to look at it, Kane Williamson said, okay, I bowled out Bolt. Go through my next best bowler in Lockie Ferguson. And what happened after that? Dhoni was run out. A buffer of 21 runs came.
Jimmy
Neesham won it for them. And 18 runs, India were knocked out of the World Cup. And even here, the way how Virat Kohli got it, he banged the pitch. It showed how much. And again, yet another 82. How many memorable 82s we have seen?
From Mr. Kohli. And
82,
also, by the way,
82 or 61 versus Australia in Mohali. That helped them avoid elimination. That still many say is the greatest knock of all time. But this, I think this
it's up there. It's up there.
This stops
At the very least, it's up there. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Also, the one thing which we had to notice, and we were discussing this, going through permutations, combinations, as soon as it became evident, again, if I'm the captain of this team, I will think, who's your weakest bowler? You either get him out of the way early or you save him right for the end after your stronger bowlers leave enough buffer. Pakistan went for the latter option. They chose to bowl out all of their pacers. Remember, Shaheen bowled out, Naseem bowled out, then Rauf bowled out the last over. But when Rauf came on, the game I would still say was in Pakistan's favor.
Was in Pakistan's
Because
favor.
31 of 12 and he gave away 3 runs off the first 4 balls. If it were not for those 2 sixes, this match is not reaching this
That
far.
first 6 possibly put Rauf under immense pressure because what happened? It was a short ball. And remember, Rauf, when he was bowling those short balls, it stuck onto the wicket. Kohli just 400 down the ground. And that suddenly went, okay, maybe I have to go full. But when he bowled full, it was on leg. Kohli just felled it to find leg for
That's
6.
it.
So 28 of 8 suddenly became 16 of 6. And Nawaz, remember, again that same template in that World Cup, in that Asia Cup game, got rid of Hardik Pandya, but he had already gotten rid of Jadeja in that first ball itself. But 16 of 6. And remember, Kohli was no mug with the bat. And all that changed. All that changed with now what we are going to call a very, very dubious call.
Yeah.
The no ball. So, what happened in that third ball, in the fourth ball apparently, okay? Nawaz bowled a full toss. Now, in the previous couple of deliveries that he bowled to DK, Nawaz had bowled a full toss, but DK had charged down the ground and he hit it for a single to long on. Okay? Another no ball, another full toss. Kohli dispatches it for a 6. Now, replays showed that the ball was
Excuse me.
just below the waist. The umpires, I am sorry to say, got it wrong.
Yeah.
They got it wrong. And if there is one moment which Pakistan can feel truly aggrieved about,
It's that no
it
ball.
is that one no ball. I am not saying that, okay, it happens, let it happen, India won and all that. I'm sorry. If you want a game to go on without any controversy and ensure that it's a clean win,
A fair win.
rather, you have to take into account every single detail. And once again, Virat Kohli, as I had said, his record against Pakistan, I had done a similar video 2 days back about why Kohli is the X factor. 67.6 against Pakistan. Today, 82 not out. Yet again, fifth 50, 34th overall in T20 is the most. And it shows why he is the king. The king can have a short lull, but after that, he can only dominate. That is how
in his case, it wasn't a short lull, it was a very long one.
Yeah.
But now that he's back.
If you compare it to his career, 15-year career, 12 years of dominance to 3 years of a lull, quite possibly.
It was short.
It was short. So that is why. But that no ball, there will be plenty of talking points on that no ball. And remember, no balls in the MCG, I had mentioned at the very beginning of the telecast. Bangladesh versus India, 2015 World Cup quarterfinal, same no ball. But of course, that was a very borderline decision. This wasn't a borderline decision by
It
any
didn't look
stretch
like a
of
no
the
ball.
imagination.
The replay showed very clearly that it wasn't.
Was not a no ball. So the umpires botched it a big time.
That
I could
has
have
to be
understood if it
acknowledged.
was at the very beginning, but this was a royal botch up at the very fag end. And one more thing, Nawaz, 2 needed of 1 ball.
Slid one down the leg side.
Slid one down the leg side. Pressure. That's what pressure can. DK stumped when he didn't know where the ball was. Pressure. Ashwin calmly just lofts it over mid-off for a single and gets that single, which India register a 4-wicket win and 6-1 now in T20 World Cups against Pakistan. This was the clash. 364 days of pain ends. Yes. The concluding chapter is 2-1 in favor of India. 2 Asia Cups, 1 each. Melbourne, concluding chapter India-Pakistan, they have done it. Whatever said and done, Virat Kohli will be remembered for this epic knock. If I have to say, if one knock knocks that pedestal of 82 of 61 against Australia off that top, it is this. I think this is one of his best T20 knocks yet.
Because again, if we talk about pressure, yes, India were in a must-win situation.
Yep.
He kept them alive. But losing to Pakistan, man,
Would have set the tone.
It's a different kind of pressure altogether.
Yep, it will set the tone. Look, because as we have always been saying, the group that India is in, you have to beat either of India or Pakistan, either South Africa or Pakistan to ensure you go through the semi-final. That's happened. So yes, Chase Master is back and Ashwin justifies an outstanding. King gets emotional. Now the king is back and Dada is okay.
This is better than GOT plots. I
Oh,
like
man,
that.
yeah.
GOT in case Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Good one.
Yeah, Amit Khajuria saying Kohli is like a spring. Press him hard, he will bounce back with much more power. Okay.
Man.
Yep. Kamat the man indeed. Yeah, so far, yes, it has been like that. His knocks against Australia and South Africa also suggested that he was back
He was
to his
feeling
best.
it. He was feeling it.
He was feeling it. And that is why. And credit to team management in selectors. But, okay. This comment, credit to team management. The finicky nature of the Indian public. 50% of them really wanted, and we were also panned. We were also criticized that, oh, drop Kohli. Now, when we were vindicated, suddenly, oh, team management has to be
Although
credited.
to be fair, I think Aditya was one of those people.
Aditya was one of the guys who's been constantly saying that back Kohli.
Oh, Roy SP's super chat has been missed. Can we go up?
Oh, the super chat has been missed.
Let's go up. There we
Alright, there. What innings we gave. I think someone needs to sit with KL. Any pressure may just disappoint. Has great talent. You said you needed ammunition and you've got it. You've got ammunition.
I don't need to say anything. His performance speaks for itself.
Yep. 8.75 average in 4 games against Pakistan. Rohit Sharma, 14 against Pakistan. Really, really worrying signs if you have to look at it. And yeah, 4 sixes. And when one of the games, I think, is Australia, he got 5 sixes, if I'm not mistaken, in that Hyderabad chase. So, Varun Parvataneni, okay, Ash 101 is the best things over there, along widely, calm and composed. Virat no Godsman like, Bradsman like.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And here come the talking points. Cheering family says, I think KL Rahul should be replaced by Rishabh Pant. Man, one game in and the scrutiny is back on.
The scrutiny is back, and unfortunately, look, Rishabh Pant. I mean, again, now Akshar Patel's lack of performances in this particular game will come back to haunt them. I mean, they have a call to make. I mean, see, their next game is on the 27th against the Netherlands. Now, whether they play with the same core, we have to see. And anyway, the Netherlands.
It won't surprise me if they actually rested a couple of players.
I would say don't do it.
No, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, I go for Shani Mandir.
I remember, yes, Amit had said this.
Yes. He did say that, I will go to Shani Mandir and all that. But
and
again,
ask for Havan.
See, for me, honestly, Astha and emotion is different when I'm commentating on a game or when I'm analyzing it. For me, nothing of this matters. I respect your things. Yes, glad that you did it. Glad that everything has come. And Akshar should be dropped. Well, one game. I don't think that is going to happen.
You need him in the team for balance.
Yeah. Same team. Yeah, I don't think you should change now. See,
I agree with you. I'm just saying. I'm looking at it from team management perspective.
Yes. So, boy, Virat Kohli. What can we say? I mean, he started off slowly. And this is the Dhoni template that he's been following.
Even leave aside Dhoni template, he had to be slow. He was losing partners. You know, faster than. I mean, it was just very, very, very precarious, the situation that the Indians found themselves in at the middle of the innings. They were 45 for 4. It didn't look like they had a major chance of actually getting that chase.
Last 10 overs, Pakistan scored 99, India scored 115. And that's where the difference lay. Aksar's 21 over was cancelled by Nawaz's 20 overs. 20 runs in that 1 over. That 21 run over boosted Pakistan. Now, unfortunately, Mohammad Nawaz conceded 20 runs, and that's why Pakistan.
I think that raises a lot of questions about Pakistan's this thing of only having 5 bowlers. They don't have a 6th bowling option. Or if they do, in someone like Iftikhar, they don't really seem to trust him. Yeah,
I mean, look, if you get in an extra bowler, you weaken the already weak batting lineup. I'm not in favor, I'm not in favor of dropping KL, but Pant at the top will at least play fearlessly. He might go on 0, at least won't sit there nervously. But again, Roy, if Pant goes out for 0, then you're putting more pressure.
On Pant only.
And then the Indian batting.
Also, I will say this. The thing with KL today was, and I will criticize him for the fact that he didn't really get any runs in a big pressures match again. But the problem was, we were also saying that, I think given the score that was there, and given the fact that you knew the Pakistan bowlers early on might trouble you, that you needed to actually see out that early phase. It was the exact opposite that happened because they ended up losing like 3 wickets in the power play. But that was the advice we had said. That was what we had said, is that, look, you need to see out that early part. And KL, to be fair, he tends to have that weakness. He'll just tentatively poke at something outside. He'll take the inside edge and then go on it. KL
Rahul's mode of dismissals in all the 4 games against Pakistan. Bold, caught.
He's had 3 bold 4 matches.
In this match also bold, inside edge. In the game in Dubai, bold of the inside edge. In that T20 World Cup game, bold trying to whip incoming delivery of Shaheen Shah. So yes, KL has got a lot of issues regarding how he needs to start against Pakistan.
Well, I think today the top order in general kind of went missing. Aside from Kohli and Hardik, obviously, his innings was slow in the sense that obviously he felt the need to stick around a lot. He gave plenty of stride to Kohli, but it was key. Because besides that 82, the next highest score was Hardik Pandya's 40.
Yes, 40. And it wasn't an easy wicket to bat on.
It wasn't. It really wasn't.
Because look, Naseem and Haris were really banging the ball onto the deck. And remember, when they took the pace, it was difficult for stroke playing. And Kohli, remember, had he not timed that 6 well, or that 7th of 18.5, then we might not have had that situation. And GFCC, to be honest with you, that's not a no ball. Umpire didn't give him, but when Kohli, it should be Pakistan fast ball doesn't use Yorker. I mean, again, look, you cannot predict that fact that, okay, Kohli had a glance and that's why the umpire in pressure gave it a no ball.
No, I think he was already looking for the no ball. He was looking. Kohli doing that out of exasperation.
It always happens.
It's just a normal reaction which a lot of batsmen would.
Normal reaction that happens, unfortunately. And look, again, we are still claiming that it was not a no ball. It wasn't a no ball. King Kohli was impeccable. He was godlike. Santra. Yes, he was. Now all the things which we said 3 years ago about everything, Kohli, his time is up, his thing is done. Nah, it's not happening at this point in time. And tomorrow and even day after tomorrow, we are going to see plenty of reels, plenty of memes on Virat Kohli, which is going to flood social media today. I mean, today we are encountering a flood. Although there's no rain, we'll encounter a flood of Virat Kohli social media. And yes, godlike, Bradman-like. I mean, yes. I mean, you can't say it was Bradman-esque, but it was a simply sublime knock, to say the least. And 90,000 plus fans at the MCG probably brings the best out of Virat Kohli anyways.
Yeah, for a fact he likes it, most when the lights are shining brightest. And there's probably no bigger stages or none of very few bigger stages in world cricket.
As I had said, Virat Kohli is the leading run getter when it comes to T20Is at the MCG. And he's proven yet again why he is one of the best in the business. So, Pakistan, India, oh man, I mean, the start was pretty timid from India. You lost Rohit, you lost KL, you lost Surya. That was a brilliant delivery from Haris Rauf though. And you were saying Aksar got run out, and probably the burden of Aksar's run out also is playing on Virat Kohli.
Oh, yeah,
remember,
because
he called him, sent him back halfway. And that's the way how it goes. So,
Anurag, any update on Zoom?
No.
Oh,
nope.
Okay.
And Pakistan, they only have themselves to blame for this, because again, you could have potentially bowled Nawaz out in the 15th, 16th over. Yeah, so that is the thing. So that is why, oh boy, it's really, firecrackers. It's an early Diwali gift, by the way, for 1.4 billion fans in India. And yes, Diwali is tomorrow, and Sports Malik was sure. Hariyan Vishwanath saying Sports Shoaib Malik was showing how to cripple Hardik and the Pakis. Exactly. Hardik stands back with his feet firm. They made move and lean. Hariyan Vishwanath, okay. The tactic to keep Hardik subdued worked for a particular instance, but towards the end, it just did not happen. And that is why I'm saying that no over by Nawaz changed the entire complexion, and that's when India pressed the accelerator at almost the right time. I'm not saying it was the wrong time or the right time. And why you guys blame KL only win, enjoy as sportsman? But then look, if KL does well and India does not do well, then you will not be singing the same tone, na Baba?
And to be fair, if India had lost this match, then there would be a lot more scrutiny on the guy.
There would have been scrutiny on why Virat approached this knock because look,
pedestrian.
He was 29, remember, 28 runs of 29 balls. The next, I guess, 54 runs, he made it in just 24 balls.
He was 11 of 18 at one point.
11 of 18. 11 of 18. And you had 71. You made 71 runs of 35 balls, 200 strike rate, and that is why.
Goff, just go up slightly.
Yep,
Goff
right.
CCR makes an interesting point. He said that Babar Azam did the same mistake that the Indians did in the first innings. India were 4 down. Why did he switch to spin? At that time, if you took 2 wickets and the match was finished, you gave them momentum.
I disagree.
Yeah, me too. You know why? Actually, no, his point is correct. The problem is they only have 5 bowlers. And you needed to get your weakling bowlers out somewhere, and there was no better place to do that than the middle overs. In fact, Nawaz would not have bowled the final over of the match if Hardik didn't take him for 20 runs in his third over.
Yes.
Because I think he would have bowled out Nawaz in the middle overs, and then there would have been 14 overs left, 2 each for the pacers. That was the original plan.
Yep. And India really got out of jail. I'll tell this one thing though.
Yeah,
India really got out of jail. 10 overs, 45 for 4. I mean, you can't do these kind of things, folks. I'm really sorry. May not work in future matches. May not work because the depth that the other teams have possibly might backfire for India. See, you won against Pakistan. And again, remember, Pakistan are winless in a T20 in Australia. They haven't won a T20 yet. This was their second loss in Melbourne. 12 years later, the horror story repeats. 2 consecutive back-to-back close losses. They lost the 2010 T20 against Australia by 2 runs. Here they have lost it on the last ball.
Correct.
And that is why Ricky Patel busy, Nikhil is in Oz, as you may know, and Rahul is busy with TV. So that's why Aditya Kavlekar is saying India should play 5 bowlers, 3 seamers and 1 spinner. Hardik can play Pant. Pak should draw a batsman, play extra seamer as both Shadab and Nawaz.
No, you don't play with 5 bowlers, simple as, because if you play with 5 bowlers, this is the problem. If one of your bowlers is having a poor day, you can't turn. If India were only playing with 5 bowlers today, and say Akshar was your 5th bowler, then what? He went for 21 runs off his first over and then bowled an over after that. But that's because you had the luxury.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, instead of Nawaz, okay, this kind of a wicket, I was thinking, why didn't Pakistan pick Mohammad Hasnan?
Either Hasnan or Wasim Jr. could have been good here.
Wasim Jr. What happened to Wasim Jr.? He was your star bowler in the series against England.
Unfortunately, I think he was seen as the like-for-like for Shaheen, I think.
That's a big blunder.
It is.
That is a big blunder. Because look, okay, but then already the team was picked. You already had a premonition that maybe the left-arm pace spinners were not going to do well. Aksar got only 1 over. Just open the scorecard and see how much Nawaz conceded. I think it was close to 50. If I'm not mistaken. Let's go down. How much did Mohammad Nawaz concede?
29 plus 16. So
42. And especially remember, 20 and 16, his first 2 overs had only 6 runs.
Exactly.
His next 2 conceded 36.
Exactly.
And so, either you could have picked Mohammad Wasim Jr. and try to ensure that back to your strength, which is pace. But with Kohli in this kind of form, who knows, even the pacers might have disappeared.
Perhaps, but I think you would have been a lot safer bowling one of the pacers in the middle overs than you were bowling Nawaz.
This shot, I think, changed the entire complexion of the game. That 400 6 that he hit straight down the ground of Haris Rauf changed the entire complexion of the game.
Because coming back to the bowlers, look at Shadab's figures.
4-0, 21-0.
The most economical of all of those.
And he did not try and do anything extravagant. Just kept it straight to straight. Stump to stump.
Stump to stump. And you know the worry is if a leg spinner is bowling stump to stump to you, you don't know which one is turning away from you and which one is coming in.
And he's got a damn good googly also.
He does, yes.
Yeah, I mean, not overconfidence as a sports fan, Hardik, about. See, he wanted to go for the big shot. And it was right in the slot. Problem is, he mistimed it. It can happen to any
He mistimed it also because I don't think he was expecting him to bowl a seam up.
Seam up, yeah.
He should have. I mean, because considering that, what's his name, Rizwan was very far behind at that point.
Yeah, an awesome win. Davis cricket, the first 10 overs was the same as Pak. The pitch played the same for both. They do not need to blame top order. I mean, Davis cricket, again, let me just make it very clear. We did not expect Pakistan's middle order to come up the way how they did today. We expected that the Indians could possibly learn from their mistakes playing in past encounters against Pakistan, especially the top order. And if you look at it in the power play, India have always lost 2-3 wickets in the power play against Pakistan, be it any generation, be it 2014, be it 2017, be it 2019, be it any T20I. They have always lost wickets in the power play. Which is why I am saying you have to really take the pitch and conditions out of the equation. We were okay if it was 6 overs, 30 runs, no wickets. We are okay with that. But you lost Rohit and you lost KL in that frustrating fashion. And that's why you have to really call out what is truly. Can we go down a bit? Go down, Anurag. I know that's a Pakistan, but 2 wickets in that time, you're already going momentum. But then you are not guaranteed 2 wickets, GOF. That's the thing. You are not guaranteed 2 wickets. Okay, what if Hardik and Virat had played out the entire bowling contingent? Pace bowlers, I'm saying. If they had played out Shaheen, if they had played out Haris, even then, advantage was with them.
And I think that's the reason that they were biding their time also at one point, because they knew they had that over from Nawaz, because Pakistan didn't have a 6 bowling option. One way or another, they had to come back to Nawaz.
They had to come back to him. And that is why, look, you play out, see, they could even make it with 4.5. run rate and you needed 11, they still got it because they could have, they would have started accelerating from over number 14. By that time, towards the end, you don't have any bowlers. So, bowling them out was necessarily not going to guarantee you wickets at that time. Simple.
Can we take Pradeep's comment? Just scroll down slightly. Don't go all the way down. Anyway, that happens.
Yeah, that happens, yes.
Yep. 28 of 8 and he smashed 2 sixes in the application for taking those 3 runs off the free hit was incredible.
Yeah.
By the way, KL will Pradeep, you naughty boy.
Yeah.
Definitely score a century on 27th.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne language, bro. Indeed. That's why we can't read your comment. I'm sorry. You can spam like a airport announcement or a railway announcement, but sorry, can't take it.
And also, hold on. What do you mean no journalist? I think every journalist is entitled to their opinion, and we, to be fair, backed Kohli to be part of the team.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Sports fan says that again Ash is too intelligent to leave a white ball.
I mean, see, Ash, he can win it with the bat. As I said, he just needed 1 run, and Bruce Wayne, I mean, look.
Take Varun's comment.
Yeah, forget it. Let's just leave Bruce Wayne. Yeah, guys, word on Ashwin when comments like, does he deserve place ahead of Chelsea slow fielder? See, he is a slow fielder.
He's a slow fielder.
See, he can offer you utility with the bat. He can tie one end up, but then do you need a bowler who ties one end up? Or
when you already have Akshar.
You already have Akshar. But again, Akshar, if he fails, can be really.
Which is what happened. See what happened today. You needed to bowl one. I think who was it who bowled 3 overs?
Ashwin bowled 3 overs.
Ashwin bowled 3 overs. That's why, because
Hardik, Bhuvi, Shami, Arshdeep
bowled 4.
You are lucky that you had a bowling all-rounder in that case. So that's why.
And in fact, as Neela Kandan says, he said that I would have added Yuzi instead of Ash. He would have taken a few wickets and also potentially been economical. Now, I get your point and I agree with you. I think, in fact, if you had Yuzi in those middle overs, you might have wrapped up the innings quicker.
But he would have not scored that 1 run which was needed.
I mean, if you had wrapped up the innings quickly, you wouldn't have needed the 1 run.
I don't think so. I mean, Chahal, yes, he could have nudged around and taken a quick single. But then again, it shows that what a calm head can really do. Calm, calculating.
Yeah, because if you contrast how Ashwin reacted versus how DK reacted when he got stumped out, big difference. DK is a very cool customer, but pressure got to him there and he just wandered down his stumps.
Yeah, I mean, that happens. Pressure can do weird things to people, and that's how it is. And anyway, King Kohli, I mean, you can roll back the tape, you can take out any of her things. I personally said that okay, maybe maybe I might have said Kohli might not reach that peak.
But you can't drop him from the squad.
But don't drop him. That's what I had always maintained. And see, I had expressed confidence that India would win against Pakistan. Now, if our players decide to drag it to the last ball, then it's not my fault about it. So
I was a heart-stopping win. Absolutely.
Heart-stopper in more ways than one. And again, Aditya Kavlekar Nawaz is 20th over specialist for Pakistan. 2 matches against India, unfortunately.
And he's given it away in both times. That's what I'm saying. Pakistan really need that 6th bowling option.
But you can't blame that guy though. He does step up.
No, I don't blame him. It's not his fault. It's actually on the team, team management that they don't play a 6th bowling option. And as Vanshjan says, and this is something that, by the way, a lot of people have pointed out in the past, is that you know why DK is limited to the last few overs? Because his ability to tonk spin,
especially left arm,
can sometimes be a concern. I agree with you, and that's why normally they save him for the death at the time when only pace bowlers will be playing, because he is able to maneuver the pace bowlers. He's able to use their pace against them, time it nicely, get those 6s.
Prasad Kulkarni, sir, why coaches don't take away flaws in KL Rahul's technique against genuine pace incoming there? Okay, Prasad, I'll just tell you one thing. When India started to adapt to, you may say, pacey, bouncy wickets from 2012 onwards. Remember, there was a period when you had grass cover on all our domestic pitches, be it right from Lali all the way down south. Okay. At that time, you focused on leaving the deliveries outside of judgment, which was crucial, and you focused on not getting the outside edge because outswing proved to be an issue, especially outswing from the deck. Now, coaches and others have not had the time to develop the incomer. Why? Because not many bowlers bowl it. not many bowlers bowl the incoming delivery that often. So you have practiced brilliantly against the outside edge, but you have not had the time to practice against the inside edge. So it can happen. Even see, there is a big weakness even in Kohli's game. But coaches can only do so much. It's up to the player to show that level of discipline. Whether that happens 10 years, 15 years, I don't know when it will happen. So can't blame the coaches, can't blame KL. Because look, an incoming delivery, when it comes, you play according to the merit and the judgment. It's not working for KL, the luck will turn soon. So that's the way. Techniques always are honed, but it's up to the player to get that discipline right. So
Varun Parvatanani says that Chahal was not getting wickets in Asia Cup. Fair enough. Not a starter because of that. Again, fair enough. Experts are saying that finger spinners are still effective in Australia and you're not going to miss a wrist spinner if you don't have one. I don't agree with that point, especially when you look at who's been the most expensive spinner in this game.
Nawaz.
A finger spinner. And who
Left
was
arm
most,
orthodox.
and who was the most economical of the bowlers?
Shadab.
A wrist
21.
spinner.
Yeah, and look,
trust me, wrist spinners are much harder to pick.
Your left arm spin in this whole game gave away 5 overs, 63 runs and 2 wickets. On the other hand, your wrist spinner gave away 21. Your off spinner gave you 23 in 3. Not much to choose from.
No, in fact, but the fact is that both of your left arm spinners, both of whom are finger spinners, went for big runs. So I don't agree with the fact that it's not a concern. One of the reasons why the likes of Hardik were okay taking on a Nawaz is because they knew he was only going to spin it one way. Whereas with a wrist spinner, you are afraid to commit to the shot simply because if you misjudge it very slightly and if you are playing for a leg spinner and it comes in, you could potentially be out.
Yep.
That is the difference between a wrist spinner and a finger spinner.
That is a real thing.
And it's this thing, and I don't think, okay, fine, it worked for India in this match, but again, as a batsman, as most batsmen will always tell you, they will prefer taking on a finger spinner to a wrist spinner.
Yep. And basically they ran well.
No, they did. They did very, very well.
I mean, imagine what is the... if you have to look at it, they were going at the first gear of a scooty. That was the pace with which Virat and Hardik were running. 20 kilometers per hour was the average speed with which they were running. That is almost like the first... you want to start up your scooty and then you just go up. That's 20 kilometers. Man, that is some running. Hari Mahi, what do you think of a no ball? It wasn't a no ball.
We've already discussed it. Rewind. But we did say that, look, it's not a no ball and Pakistan would feel every right to feel harshly done.
Very harshly done. But I think Babar and the Pakistan management, to their credit, I think they are not really trying horse over it. I think they've just taken it in their stride and...
let's see what the media does. That's a different ball game.
That's the problem. It's the first thing, Baba, when you have to start. I drive a gearless scooty, so I used to drive. That's a very heartbreaking story in that as well. So India shouldn't have sent Akshar up the order. If rebuilding was a need of their batsman, even Ashwin, I think they primarily sent Akshar up to counter the Nawaz factor.
Yeah, but
although it did work, Nawaz had to bowl the 20th. So hindsight, if you look at it, it did work after some time. So evacuations, you're getting time after the show. It seems like you're not happy with the win. Maybe it's to criticize, but it's very negative. Where have we not happy with the win?
Just rewind back to the very start of the match, and we went live with the last over still there.
Yes.
Look at our reactions. Actually, we've calmed down now.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why we
evacuations. If we have said that it was not a no ball, then it is not negativity.
No, that's a fact. It wasn't a ball.
Eva creations, again, you have to look at the whole picture. Simple. I rest my case apart from that. Oh, what a day.
What a day it has been indeed. Pradeep, yes, I agree with you that, the team, i.e. Vikrant and Nikhil in Australia, actually this was a great match to in fact be, watching live, and also agree with his second point is that we have no left-hand batsman, and that is something that could be critical. Yeah. Actually, the only other left-hand batsman in the team is Rishabh Pant, and the less said about his form, the better.
Where is the dance, Aditya Monti? I'm way too tired, and I've got way more work now, so I'm just preserving my energy.
It'll come. The dance will come.
If India win the title. which might happen.
Yeah, it could.
It could happen. I mean, now with Australia not looking in good touch, and they're potentially out of the semi-finals at this point in time
Because of their heavy
minus
loss.
4.4. So that's why I will not dance now because I have more work. So that's why I will preserve my energy. Plus, I have to also have something very, very tasty indeed. I knew in anticipation that this was going to happen, and so Aditya Kavlekar would have been implications if he lost to Pakistan potentially at the World Cup. Yes, repeat of 2021.
Yeah, it would have been very much a repeat of last year. It could have been that.
Yeah.
And yes, Vanshjan, we did see that moment where Rohit lifted Kohli. For you, best moment of the day. Fair enough. Actually, I enjoyed watching that as well. I enjoyed watching when all the Indians actually swarmed out.
Yep.
Because you could tell what it actually meant to them.
Yes. So, thanks Aditya. Thank you so much for your comment. And shall we call it?
We can actually.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, let me still get my. I think Sivaram Kumar, the next big challenge for India Super 12
South
will be
Africa, which is
October
this Sunday.
30th at the Optus.
Next Sunday, sorry.
At
Today,
Optus
I
Stadium
forget
in-
today is Sunday.
Today is Super Sunday,
Yeah.
and I am going to celebrate though with a big buffet that I got for which I'll be having with my
Which you'll be
Sports
having with
Today
the
family.
team.
But unfortunately,
I had my lunch, so I'm good. I celebrated in advance. I knew they were
Oh yes,
winning.
we celebrated in advance. Anurag, our producer, does not have the buffet that I subscribe to, so he's going to be left out of it. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this.
But of course, remember,
Woo!
if you enjoyed this match, there's still plenty more coverage to come from our end. So stay tuned to Sports Today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you enjoyed the video, like it, share it with your friends, leave us a comment, tap the bell icon if you haven't already. And
Yeah.
of course, show us some love. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and
Yeah.
Instagram too.
Thank you.
all so much.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Vanakkam for Pakistan's win or loss.